Our all-time favorite, Haitian spaghetti. So we've done a little kitchen magic and we've pre-made our noodles. And with the noodles, you have different options. We have a chickpea-based option, which is gonna be here. We have our gluten-free option, which is gonna be made with rice flour. This is for the people that have upset stomach when it comes to whole grains. And then we have our whole wheat or high protein option here as well. All three of these options can be found at Aldi's or Publix for the regular consumer. The closest that we're gonna get to the real thing in this recipe will be the high protein or the whole wheat option. So if that's what you wanna go with, that's fine. We've already pre-made our noodles, and like always, we use a vegetable broth or a vegetable stock when we make our noodles to add more flavor so that we don't have to use salt later on. We're gonna take our frying pan, we're gonna turn it on medium heat. And from our past recipes, we have our vegan meat substitute. So this is our seitan substitute. That's gonna be the sausage in this recipe. So we're gonna take our avocado oil because that's the one that we prefer to use. Put a light coating of avocado oil on our frying pan. And we're gonna introduce our meat substitute, our seitan. So we're gonna put our meat substitute in the pan and we're gonna stir it around. The best thing about meat substitutes is you get to cook a little faster because it's already done. We don't have to worry about cooking it all the way through. We just wanna warm it up, get a nice brown sear. And while that meat substitute is cooking, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our herbs. So right here we have our thyme. We're gonna break it up with our hands. Add a little bit in the pan. And again, let your ancestors guide you. Don't be holding to the recipe, right? Stir that around. Remember, it's on medium heat. We don't wanna go too high. We wanna give yourself an opportunity to add more ingredients without overcooking what's already in the pan. At this stage, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our garlic. With the garlic, you can slice it up small or you can leave it whole. I like to leave mine whole because I love the taste of roasted garlic when it comes to spaghetti and Italian food in general. As we stir that around, we wanna go ahead and we wanna get our green seasoning or our Epis. So I wanna do 1 full tablespoon because I really love the flavors. So we're gonna put that in there, stir it around. You can always add more later on. You don't have to put it all ahead of time. We wanna layer our seasoning to create a bigger flavor profile. Less is more. So we got our green seasoning in there. We got our vegan sausage in there. We got our garlic in there. And next up, we're going to add our veggies. So we want to start off with our bell peppers because they're a harder skinned veggie. And we want to get those in there sauteing really well. Stir that around, you guys. Oh my goodness. The smell is amazing. Once we add those bell peppers in there, we're gonna go on the spicy side and we're gonna add our poblano. You can add poblano, jalapeno, whichever pepper you wanna add, but make sure it fits your flavor profile. I like for my foods to be a little bit on the spicy side, so I'm gonna go ahead and add all of these. But if you want, you can just do half or a quarter. Let your ancestors guide you. So we got all our peppers in there going. Next up would be our tomatoes and onions. So we have a red onion here and we have the yellow onions here as well. The yellow onions are gonna add a little bit more sweet flavor, and the red onions is gonna give it that sharp taste, right? We love red onions because they're super strong with the taste. First up is our white onion. Next up is our red onions. And we're just gonna do probably half of this. We don't wanna get too crazy. And if you meal prepped ahead of time, like we showed you in the other videos, you can always take these and pop them right back in the fridge and save them for the next recipe. Don't feel like you got to use everything all at once. That's the reason why we meal prep. We always want to have more available when we need. So that's about 45 seconds to a minute, just like the recipe says. Next up, we're gonna add our tomatoes. So we have some really nice Roma tomatoes. You can get them right here at Dunn's Overtown Farms. Fresh is always best. We're gonna add those in there. Tomatoes bring the umami flavor. They got the lycopene. They got all those extra nutrients that you need. We're gonna stir them around. Look at that. And we're gonna let this cook for 2 to 4 minutes. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our tomato paste, but I'm also gonna grab some water, and it's time for the tomato paste. So this is the point that we add our tomato paste. I'm gonna do a heaping spoonful. So there are no jars of spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce with this recipe. We do it the old-fashioned way. Tomato paste is the key. We're gonna go ahead and grab our seasoning. This is an all-purpose, low salt, no salt seasoning that we're gonna add to the mix. Less is more. All right, and stir that around. To help it commingle, we're gonna add some water. That water is gonna calm everything down. It's gonna allow all the flavors to mesh. So this is the last part of the recipe. So I'm gonna add just about half of the noodles to this recipe. And then you just stir it around. So I have a bigger spoon. I'm just gonna stir it around for you guys so you can see. We're gonna turn it up, medium high heat. That looks really good. So we let that go for maybe 2 to 4 minutes, and then we'll add the pepper. Like we said earlier, once you cut the pepper, you want to kind of use small pieces. You don't want to just drop the whole thing in there because it will be too spicy. This looks to be done. So I'll go ahead, turn it off. And I'll go ahead and I will plate some of our Haitian spaghetti. And we're gonna garnish it with our thyme. And there you go. Haitian spaghetti.